Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome everyone to another Tuesday night watch talk with yours truly, Bobby Legs, and you are my friends. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Missed you guys on Sunday night for doing watch soup. I had to bail on Sunday night because my wife put a little party together for me. My birthday was yesterday, Monday, but celebrated it on Sunday and had a great day with a couple friends and family. Not too big. Mrs. Legs did a great job putting it together. Got some catering from this Lebanese restaurant, which makes delicious food, right? Kebabs, and they do this rice dish that has almonds in it, and it's just the most. It's so delicious. It's just so delicious. And had some cake. I got to see some friends that I hadn't seen in a really long time. And so it was great, man. It was great. And it was a big birthday yesterday, 50. I turned 50. So I made it halfway to 100. So hopefully I got another 20 or 30 years left in me. Some good years, some good watch collecting years. I'm a big boy now. I got my AARP card. I get some discounts. Hopefully soon I'll get a discount, to ride the bus, which will be nice. I can't believe I'm 50. I got to be honest with you. I can't believe it feels like yesterday I was 40 and then like 2 days ago I was like 30. I'm certainly don't feel like a 50-year-old. I feel like I'm still very immature, you know? So I still laugh at fart jokes and poop jokes and whatnot. And when my son does it, you kind of have to make a stand, and because you don't want him getting in trouble. I don't want him getting in trouble at school, but deep down inside, I'm just like laughing my ass off. Some of the stuff that he says. Anyway, I'm wearing my Submariner. I've really pared down the collection. I've been selling some pieces, and I'm down to the sub, um, the GP, the Panerai, and this guy here, the Cosmonaut, which is actually I have it up on eBay. And I think I need to do a little bit reset. I always do this, right? I always feel like every once in a while I got to do a reset because I start buying watches and I go in the wrong direction and I show no restraint. And it's just it's very unpredictable, you know, what can trigger me. I have no willpower. And and I really want to put something together. I've been saying this for years. I really want to put this together. So, my next goal is to get a speedy. And so I may have to wait. And I'm gonna try to do my best. I'm not gonna buy any watches for my collection. I might have to pick up something here or there for the channel to do reviews every once in a while. But those watches will come in and go out. So hopefully I just make some good decisions when I'm buying those, right? Anyway, let's say hello to you guys, and we'll get going. And if you guys have any topics you want to discuss, feel free. There's a couple of things that came out in the last day or two that have triggered some of my friends in the watch community. We can talk a little bit about that. Um, but anyway, let's get going here. And Chris from the Watch Lounge, he is first here. What is up, Chris? He's wearing the Bambino on Purloin tonight. Very nice. Hey, Stefan, how you doing? A member of the Bobby Legs group, channel group, and Discord. Good evening, gents. Wearing the Moser Pioneer Center Seconds DLC Funky Blue Fume. Wow, what a beautiful watch, man. Steve Time Hill is here. Hey, there is also Steve, Mr. Casio, ready for operations to begin. Um, James Duffy is here. Hello from my hotel in Chicago. We're in the G-Chef Square. Very nice, James. Hopefully you get to see the town. I don't know if you've ever been there before or not. I was there for the first time, really for the first time last year. I've been there before. I wouldn't count it as a visit. But last year I spent some time there, and it's a beautiful city. Beautiful city. Just an art strapped in, and here is Paul. Hola, FP Wilson. How you doing, sir? Joey B. Hey now. Keith saying, hey all. And Chaz saying, hey guys. uh, Paul, sorry you waited 15 minutes for Sunday for nothing. I think you're kidding. But I probably should have sent out a note saying that I wasn't streaming. I mean, Sanjay and Clayton, by all means, could have done it, but I think they were also pretty busy. So it just worked out that we kind of took a break. We need a break every once in a while. Young Excellency, what's up? Cheers, everybody. How you doing, sir? Thank you, James. Young Excellency, thank you. Really appreciate it. Um, Cowboy Swami, thank you. Yeah, thank you, sir. Bruno is here. Meznine is here. Should I be geeking out on his Mudmaster lately? Happy birthday, old man. I think I told Chaz that my son calls me old man. He's like, hey, old man. It's kind of funny. Yeah, he's a ball buster, my son. Just like his old man. Time to get an old man watch, Justin. Justin, what are you thinking? It's got to be day chest, right? It's got to be day chest. It's got to be two tone, right? Two tone day chest. Um, yeah, like that Wimbledon two tone is very very nice. Expensive, a little expensive, right? Um, you know, in the more dressier old manish watches, there's a lot of great two tone options out there. You can go something like, or just like full gold, like on a leather, right? Like a Parmigiani, like a Tonda, or like a Toric. That I don't know if that's old. I guess that might be old man. Um, but something like that, a Breguet would be great, right? But I think Datejust is totally totally the old man watch, for sure. Um, thanks, thanks, Chris. Uh, Staying on the speed this evening, yeah, Justin picked up a speedy man. When he picked his up last week, I was like, "Ooh, man, I don't know if I could wait. Um, I don't know if I could wait, but it looks really, really good. Bitty legs, bitty legs for sure. Uh, Haha, Rob is so much closer to 100 than birth now. Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. I'm like on the other side. Yeah, yeah. I'm like on the other side of it. I'm like in the sixth, was it like maybe like the sixth inning of my life, maybe, you know? Hopefully, hopefully not the seventh, not hopefully not the eighth or ninth, you know. Um, thank you, Stefan. Appreciate it. Um, when's the lie down for Florida? Yeah. Moving to Florida for a retirement community. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that well, first of all, my wife is like 10 years younger. So even if I was like ready to retire and go down to like Florida or somewhere else, like she's not gonna do that. She's still um I'm old enough. So by the time I die, I mean she'll be able to marry again. By the time I die, she'll be young enough to marry like her second husband, So yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. Florida. If anything, if I retire, anything, I move north. Yeah, I like the seasons and the cold. Maybe that'll change when I get older. Oh, I can't stand it. Oh, it's too cold. I need a sweater, and it's like 90 degrees out. Maybe though. But like do like have a place here, or and maybe it's here. Maybe yeah, we stay here in Jersey, but like and then like half the year, I have this fantasy of like traveling to like Europe, right, for like half a year. So like live here for 6 months, go there for 6 months, like Airbnb it or whatever it's going to be in 20 to 30 years, whatever it is. May not be Airbnb, but whatever it's called, right? And do that. And just like pick like a city or a region and just stay there and like live like a local, for a good while, right? And then come back here and do whatever Christmas and holiday with the kids, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the fantasy, and hopefully one day I can make that happen. Um, James, you should be able to get another one or two rollers, right? Well, let's talk about that. I mean, I think like a date just like I can probably get that fairly easy. And when I mean fairly easy, like I'm not gonna have to wait like 6 months or a year or more than that, right? I think like if I get a date just and the date just that I would get, right? Um, I like that. I love that Azuro blue dial date just. Has no loom, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't need loom on the date just. Um, I would do smooth bezel, and I know that people when I say this, people just like cringe. Smooth bezel and Jubilee bracelet. I could do smooth bezel and oyster, but I find the other bezel. What's it called? You guys know the one I'm talking about. But anyway, it's just too blingy. It's just escaping me. I know fluted, right? Fluted bezel. So it's just that's just like too bling. Like I've seen. I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but like it's like ooh, that's bright and like attention grabbing, right? And I don't want that. And so like I could see myself with a date just and I'm still crossing my fingers for the next in the next couple of years to get a either Batman or Pepsi. I'm really not picky between the two of them. I like them both. Um, Kevin, you don't look a day over 49. I feel like I'm 42 for what it's worth. Um, but like quarantine, right? I mean, like I work from home and I don't keep this up. Like I don't know how my wife is still with me and puts up with it. But I don't this right here, this is a shit show. Like the hair, it's just terrible. Like I get a haircut like once every 6 months, and in between sometimes I just shave my head, and it's like not there's no fade, in the back, so it's just like one length. It's just it's so bad. And then this is like I don't even know what's going on here, right? With the beard and whatnot. It's just terrible mess. Hey, Caliber is here. How you doing, Caliber? What's going on? Um, Ken Spear is checking in from Pittsburgh. Good to see you. Mezzanine is wearing the Tudor Ranger tonight. Very cool watch. Great watch, Mezzanine. I mean, I love it. For the channel. Have heard that time before. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, whatever, right? You, Kevin, you have enough watches. You can do a channel. You have enough content for a year. Easily. Easily. You should do a channel. You don't have to like put your face in front of the camera. It could just be hands and just do a review. And then like, troll me in your reviews like you probably would do. Um anyway. Steve is wearing the Alpinist. Very, very nice. Um uh I'll remote from Rolla tonight. Hope the internet holds up. Okay. All right. Chicken Shack Wi-Fi. Am I having bad Wi-Fi issues? I don't think so. Okay. Um, Chaz is wearing his Paul side of the moon, or the gray side of the moon, for his Speedy this evening, for Speedy Tuesday. Vintage Seamaster on a Forstner. Um, yeah, I do like those vintage Seamasters. I just don't think I'm ever able to pick one up, Steve. I think they look good. I think they really look good. I like those older constellations with the pie pan dial. I think I would probably go for that more, and I think those might be a little bit pricier. The prices on those and the regular vintage Seamasters have gone up in the last couple of years, right? So like before quarantine happened, like you can get those watches for relatively good pricing, but now they're like $2,500, $3,000. I mean like they're up there. They're up there, especially those Constellation Pie Pan in good shape. Um, the Speedy is meant to be Dib. How you doing, Dib? Um, jump in if you'd like. I'm gonna need a phone with with giant buttons. Yeah. What is that called? The jitterbug? What's that? The phone that you see the commercials for the old people? The jitterbug with the big old buttons on it. Yeah. Bobby's text messages have to be scrolled through now. We're moving into the book. Let's get life alert. Yeah, yeah. Gonna be all over the shuffleboard court. Yeah, yeah. Um, Serenity now. Okay, all the Seinfeld lines. Bobby Legs had to ruin 8 Day Justin, 2 Easy Steps, Smooth Bezel, and yeah. And that's what I like, man. Dude, that's what I like. Look, okay, let's play dress up. And I'm not dress up, but let's play fantasy here. Let's go to the um Seiko, I mean the Seiko. Uh, wow. Let's go to the Rolex website, okay? Um, and let's play a little game here. Let's see. Am I up here? Am I up? Okay. Let's do buying Rolex. I think that's where we got to go, right? Or is that going to give you the store locator? Rolex watches. How come it's not letting me scroll? Come on. Configure Rolex. Here we go. All right, date just. Nope. Date. Wishful thinking. Uh, what? How do you do this? See, look, I'm such a boomer. Like I'm having a problem here with this website. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and that's gonna take forever, of course. We're live. Come on, website. Come on. Oh, a start? Really? Okay. Bezel. What's up with this website feels like it's a little bit different, right? Um, uh, Oyster Steel, no. Bezel. Smooth. Yes. Bracelet. Jubilee. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I mean, tell me. I mean, look how beautiful that watch is. Look how. That's. Come on, man. That is a good looking watch here. Can I zoom in here? How do I do this? How do I do this? What? It's 125%. It won't do it. What? All right. So anyway, um, look at that. That is a beautiful watch. Base your watch choices on your lifestyle. Is it just really a watch for Bobby? Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Now talking about ruining it, Bruno just ruined it for me. He's absolutely right. I'm not gonna wear this. Um, it will look amazing in a bocce ball court. I'd give up watches entirely before getting another smooth bezel. They just. Uh, why would you feel 42? You're 50. I just felt like okay, man. I mean, I just feel like how I felt like when I was 42. Um, Smooth bezel DJ looks unfinished. Get out the fluted chisel. It's just too crazy, man. Rolex Jazz Flute. If I had hands like Bobby Legs, I would certainly do a channel. Just like pies, keep the pan. Oh, Dib's wiped out. Getting food now. Oh, poor Dib. Get the new Shapiro watch. Dress like an old man on the Monopoly box and mock the poor. It's a beautiful watch, man. But we could talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, Div had a big day with his number one and number two groups. He's emotionally drained for sure. Roller Cellini for Bobby. Hey, I like the Cellinis. Yeah, thank you, Keith. Smooth bezel and Jubilee works. Thank you. Um, just say, gotta be honest, DJ on Oyster doesn't look right. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. To Roman for me, Justin R says. It actually does look really good. I reconsider my opinion. I'm a convert to the Smooth Jubilee. It doesn't look bad, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling. The thing is with this one though, like I was talking to the rep over at the boutique over a year ago, and we were talking about some of the watches that I was interested in. This is about a year and a half ago, right? And I told him about this specific configuration. He's like, I don't see too many of these this configuration that often. So he's like, I can get it for you, but I mean, it might take a long time. And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I mean, I wasn't really, yeah, I didn't tell him to do it. Um, but this would probably be on on the on the side of where, like, if I'm waiting for a DJ for 3 to 6 months. I mean, this is probably like a 6 monther. I cross your fingers. Like if I wanted this, I think it would probably take me 6 months. I'm basing this on nothing, by the way. I mean, I have no idea if it'll be 6 months or not, or a year. I'm just saying that's what I feel like it's going to be. Um, Man, the reflexes go quick after 50. They do. Rob, are you trying to make at the intern cry? Yeah, yeah, yeah. The intern does not like this combination, by the way. I've told him about this before. I've spoken to him several times about this, and he just like is. Oh, I've never seen him madder at me. I've never seen him madder at me than when we talk about the fluted smooth bezel with the Jubilee. That's still pretty blingy. Yeah, I guess so. But imagine this with the fluted bezel. It's just, uh, hey, forget about it. That they're Rolex. 50. Get ready for those copies of Road the Tiger. I was getting mailings from AARP before I even turned 50, like about a couple months ago. So they were recruiting me early. Um, Smooth and Jubilee is the equivalent of warts on a Jenny. Hey, Dib, that's a little too much, Dib. And that's a little too much of a description there. I disagree. I disagree. It's not like warts on the areas that you're referring to. I think this is a very good looking piece. Um, yeah, Jesus, right. Um, what is the most difficult to get? They just, I would have to say it's got to be the Wimbledon, right? The Wimbledon dial fluted. Um, I, I think so. I mean, I think that's got to be the hardest one, right? I'm trying to think here. We can go back here and play with the other dials. I'm just trying to see. No, I think all these are pretty standard. I think here the Jubilee, this one would be very difficult, right? Um, let's get this on the fluted. Yeah, I think I've heard that before too. Um, Blue Sticks is hard to get, or the Wimbledon. Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute, St. Dage's blue blue fluted dial or bust. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a popular choice. I mean blue dial Datejust looks very very nice. Year 42, all wait lists are 6 months long, and the sky is now red. It's the Joe Biden watch. It certainly is. Hey, Thomas, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Hope you had a good birthday. I did, Thomas. Thank you so much, my friend. Um, they had the pickleball equivalent to Wimbledon and put it in the villages, make it turd brown dial. All right, man. Uh, the blue motif, Alex is saying, is the most difficult to get. Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Smooth bezel is the shiny bald head of the rock poking out of the skin tight gold suit. Okay, man. Yeah, yeah. Um, I can go with that. I can go with that for sure. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, everybody up. Oh, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Um, so yeah. So I think that's what I would do. I mean, look. At the end of the day, this is the one. Um, I know I have here the world timer, but I really would love a moon watch. Um, this puppy right here. Man, it was 7,200. They upped it to 7,400. It's a beautiful watch, man. That bracelet is gorgeous. I've tried these on. They fit great. Now I know people will detract it and say, Speedies don't stay in the collection or whatever. And maybe that's the case. I don't know. I just really liked it. I just really liked the way they feel. The bracelet was great. Um, the details on the dial, the movement's like a Medas movement, right? It's a chronometer movement now, right? Master chronometer. So it's got a lot of like perks compared to the last one. Uh, it's just a great looking watch. It's a classic. It's a classic. And if I could pair this up with my Submariner, if this sticks around, which it probably will, it probably will. That's a 1-2 punch. That's like the only thing is that that's an Archie luxury 1-2 punch, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what he's preaches. Get a sub and a speedy, and you know that's how you start a collection, right? I wonder how many collections have those two in their in the box. You know what I mean? So that's anyway. I mean, there's no originality there, which is like kind of like the downside of it. But you get two quality watches that are bulletproof from two brands that solid construction, right? One of the best of the best. Just insane. Got to be honest, Bobby. It rules the Moon Watch. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I want neither a sub nor a speedy except for a flip. Totally get that too, man. Totally get that, James. Um, like I never was really interested in a speedy. Not for forever until I saw the gray side of the moon, and I had a couple friends who had it. Chaz and Rick, and they were posting pictures of it. I'm like, wow, that watch looks really really good. I think I may be changing my mind. And then when I saw the Speedy in person, after not having not seen it in a while, right? This new model, especially, uh, I um I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Bruno is saying something that's also a potential play here. Just buy a used 1861 for 4,500. Forget the exhibition case back. That's look. I mean, I would consider I would definitely consider an 1861, right? Especially that I know now that that new bracelet on the 3861 can fit the 1861. Problem is, I do want the exhibition case back. I do want it. I'm and I want the sapphire. I want a sapphire sandwich, right? So I'm not like a traditionalist where it has to be Hesalite and a screwed case back. That's not for me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not that much of a traditionalist when it comes to the speedies. I just know that I will enjoy it more if I could see the case back and it have a sapphire crystal on it. Um, Underachieving watch collector. I like Rolex in spite of Archie luxury. It's such a solid. It's so solid. It's so like it's like I mean the construction, the build on it. It's incredible. It's like there's not too many pieces that are like this, right? I had a watch friend, a buddy who's a watchmaker, and I may have said this story before, and I'll repeat it. But he's a watchmaker for Rolex now. And when I was asking him, a few years ago when I was getting back to collecting, what should I get, And he's like, get a Submariner or a Sea Dweller. I said, under 10 grand, right? So get a Submariner or a Sea Dweller. He's like, those, they're bulletproof watches, and they're great. And he's a watchmaker for Rolex, so like, but I trust him enough to know that's he wasn't pushing that because he was a watchmaker for Rolex. That was his honest opinion as a watchmaker. And he puts his money where his mouth is. I mean, he has a Sea Dweller. I think he just picked up a Sky Dweller. I think they're allowed to, as he explained it, buy a watch from Rolex once every 5 years. They're allowed to, and so this time around he picked a Sky Dweller. So new bracelet is super cool on the Speedy. Uh, just make sure you get the Joey B winding tool. Yeah, I've heard there's some interesting winding um, procedures or whatever. Like it's not an easy wind. Navy Blue Monster said I didn't want a Speedy until the 3861 came out. The bracelet is so good. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. That bracelet is so good. It's not an exaggeration, man. That bracelet is really. It just feels so good on wrist. I would rather have an El Primero than a Seamaster. Yeah, I had one. I had one, Thomas, and I think I just had the wrong one for me. It was a 38 millimeter El Primero. Beautiful watch. Felt it just felt a little dainty, felt a little dressy. It came with a brown, I think it was alligator strap, and I never grabbed at it because I just felt like, oh, that's just too nice. It feels like it's like something that I would wear with like for an event, And I tried to dress it down and that kind of worked a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was just a size. It was just too small, and I think I like my chronos to be at least 40 millimeters or probably 42 and up, right? This one's 41, but this one's so special. Even though I know I'm trying to sell it, but this one is special in the sense that the cosmonaut that 41 it still works, and the dial is much smaller because if you have that internal um, bezel with a slide ruler here, and there's just so much stuff going on with the dial. But yeah, I mean, and they make El Primeros in 42. Like, I get that. But I just didn't find the right one, right, Thomas? That doesn't mean that I wouldn't get an El Primero again. I just had to, try on a bunch of them to figure it out. Um, Kevin S. Love the Speedy. It's a watch you'll like better the longer you have it. And Kevin, I've heard Kevin say this before, right? That the more and more he wears it, the more and more he really appreciates it. Uh, Older people read a lot of stories. It's cool. Yeah. Uh, for now, how good the back of the movement looks, the manual wine Speedy is a bargain. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Justin is saying, just dive headfirst in and just collect speedies of all shapes and sizes. There's people out there who've have just speedy collections, right? I think our friend Clayton at one time had a whole lot of speedies, right? That was his thing, right? And now I don't think I think he maybe just has one, but he was a speedy collector. Yeah, could totally see that. 3861 is an easy wine. The 1861 is not. Okay, thank you, Deb. Good to know. So that probably just solidified that I'm going with 3861. If Rob starts talking about Flieger, he's feeling 50. And I think he spelled it correctly, right? I think that's how the I before E, that's how Wolfie says that you have to spell it. Krista says he's going to enjoy a nice cigar. Speaking of Wolfie, a nice cigar after this live stream. I'm sure Wolfie would approve of that. Yeah, Flieger. Um, the Cosmic Hot was worn by Yuri Gagarin. How much am I asking for the Breitling? I have it up on eBay for and WatchSeek and Reddit for just under 3,000, so 29.95. Tritium has no charge, so you're not going to get any loom on it. The movement works great. The movement was, according to the previous owner, serviced before. Of course, he didn't have service papers, but I mean, like I don't have a tomographer or whatever, and I could just tell that that it's keeping good time, Um, and it's got a couple scratches on the case. Look, it's from the '90s. This watch, so it's almost like 30 years old. Um, it's gonna have some things in it, but it's a great looking piece, great looking piece, and an original. Well, not original, but it's a Breitling strap. Nice thick strap, round strap here. Hey, KR Joy is here. How you doing, KR? What's going on? Um, Paul is saying Carrera and Speed Timer are sister watches in 1963, same dial maker, indices, sub dials, and font. Same for the Daytona. Three Amigos, Singer supplied. Steve, I think a lot of people buy the Goodbye El Primero and not the El Primero they really want. Wow, it wasn't that it was a good, but I just like the way it looked when I saw it in the renderings and the pictures, Steve. And what I was concerned about the 42 millimeter version of the one that I got was the lug to lug. Now the weird thing about the one that I had, the 38 millimeter, and it was the high beat one. I think it was the high beat one. Uh, it said like 36,000, beats per or whatever it said on the dial. The lugs, so the lugs were very strange. So let's stop sharing here for a second. So you see how the lugs to the sub, they just point down, right? They point down, right? Now the El Primero, the one I had, the lugs kind of look like this, like they kind of pointed, not that they pointed up, um, not that they pointed up, but they were like the top of the lug was longer than the bottom of the lug, and it was straight out. It was just weird. It was just a weird, like it didn't like conform to the rest at all, and it kind of stuck out, right? So it was like a 38 millimeter um, diameter, but it was like a 47 lug to lug, I believe, and it just was just odd. And so like when the strap came down on like weirdly on my wrist, it just aesthetically looked weird. You know what I mean? Like when the strap came down, you saw the insides of the lug, right? Of the top lug. Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little odd. The cats have broken in to the room, so hopefully we don't get attacked because it's almost their evening snack time. Anyway, so getting back to what you were saying, Steve, like I really thought I wanted it, but it just didn't work out. But there's so many of them, right? So like there's so many. I just need to find one that strikes me as interesting dial wise, and then try it on and see if it actually works as a fit. Hey, Wayne, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Um, the old timographer, love mine. Uh, and that's really 30 years old. Um, the Cosmonaut Mr. Legs is selling, has a Lamagna movement. Yes, it is. And the hour hand modified runs 24 hours rare watch. Yeah. And also it's 18 karat gold bezel. So this bezel here, I know it's hard to see. But so it is a kind of a two-tone watch, right? All right, Wayne, get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Doing a show. Yeah, yeah. So it's a cool watch, you know what I mean? And I think that's a pretty fair price. Yeah, the lugs not that it pointed up, but it was like out. Like so the lugs were like this, right? What am I doing here? They were like this. This is like I should switch the camera angle. Okay. Um, weird pointy lugs. I'm out. Yeah. Strap on backwards now. Um, Aero Primera looks better on bracelet. I thought about getting the bracelet for that one, the one that I had, and I probably would have gotten a lot more life out of it. The KR Joy. I probably would have kept it longer. The bracelet was like still like $600 or $700, man. It was not as expensive as the Tudor bracelet, but so I was like, I didn't know if I wanted to spend that kind of money. What kind of deformed? It wasn't deformed. I'll draw like a picture of it. All right. Kevin's like the biggest troll. All right, I'm gonna draw a picture of a side pro. I'm gonna draw a side profile for for my friend Kevin. All right. So yeah. All right. So okay, here's kind of like, and now this is gonna be a side profile, okay? And then so the lugs were like, yeah, it almost looked like a UFO, right? Um, so yeah, so that's how kind of looked like, right? So this this is this is the dial and the crystal and the so the lugs kind of like the top lugs were longer than the bottom, and they went like in, okay, okay, and so and so like when they put on the strap, right, it was like this. It looked like legs on the ship. Okay, so like obviously I'm not doing all right. You know, because these people are just gonna like make fun of it. Well, people are already making fun of it. All right, so let's just pretend this is like the best stream ever. So this is the buckle. So like the strap would come down, like like and then you know what I mean? Like so like I feel like an idiot. All right, moving on. Um, Black Hat crossing Bobby on his 50th birthday. He's not all black though. He's tuxedo. El Primero has one of the worst bracelets in the market. Very little articulation in those lengths. Well, good thing I didn't pick it up. The lugs look like they have been cut from the bottom. Um, if you draw this, I should have. Right? Goo drawing. Yeah, yeah. I should. I got to do a new goo drawing for sure. Maybe maybe who's like famous in the watch world, right? Who that has a recognizable face. Maybe I'll do. Well, he looks exactly like Federico. First of all, he's like a Greek Federico. So maybe I'll do a drawing of him with John P. or something like that. Boomer level 100, no Google, pen and paper, my man. Well, I don't like. How am I gonna quickly find an image of that particular watch, a side profile? Very accurate, bravo, thank you. Uh, it, it's like a famous leprechaun rendering from the news. You got it? Okay, good, good. Uh, draw a puppy next. Looks like a plate helmet. Oh, Pepe, these nuts. Add wrong. Looks like a leprechaun from Alabama. Draw goo wearing the El Primero. Bobby Legs skipped the proportions class at our school. Chin strap. Even in the Defy. Or Wilson as John Travolta wearing it over Fat Joe, Federico, Fedogricanos. Oh man. Um, one looks yeah, his microphone for sure. Do a skinny fat fed before and after drawing. Okay. Drawing watches from memory will be a fun live stream game. Um, that would be a good one, James. Very, very good. Um, hey, maybe we'll have to do that. Maybe we'll have to do that for sure. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so it doesn't. Oh, Keith has become a new member of the Bobby Legs YouTube channel. Thank you, Keith. You get access to the Discord and giveaways, man. This month, the month of May, I'm giving away a very nice Vacheron Constantine um, journal. Right, so it's an empty journal. You can write your correspondence to your pen pals or just keep your memoirs in it. Um, but it's made by Vacheron Constantine. Thank you, Keith. I really really appreciate your support. You've always been a supportive subscriber and friend. over the last couple of years. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Um, but yeah, yeah, we do some giveaways there, and mugs are slowly getting out to people. Bobby Legs mugs have been given away to members who want them. Now that the basement's finished and we're slowly taking the stuff out of the basement that we had to put in the basement, those mugs were also there. I'll be sending them out. I think I sent out some already, and will continue to send out um, as I go to the post office. Um, Pen pals, yeah, dude. Did you ever have pen pal? I remember I had I was like in second or third grade, and I had a pen pal from Italy. And I was the shittiest pet. I mean, like the kid wrote to me and was like, "Hello." He's like, "Hello, Roberta. Come si dice? How you doing? USA number one." And then like I never wrote him back. So like I really so I never wrote him back. So I mean, were we pen pals, or was it just a one-way street? Um, I was terrible, but I always fantasized of having like a pen pal who was a girl from like France or something like that, and then would go visit. This is like my 8-year-old mind, 9-year-old mind, and then we'd fall in love and go to the Eiffel Tower and smoke cigarettes under the Eiffel Tower. Um, uh, but these nuts, you can draw watches in it. Yeah, that's true. That's true in the journal. You can draw watches. Steve said, I think you should make a drawing of Fed in his Ferrari and present it to him on a trip to Miami. That's a stunning idea. And I'd frame it too. I would frame it. Um, Keith classing up the joint. Yeah, yeah. Writing letters to women inmates. Keith, that's the same. Kevin S. Everybody seen a leprechaun say, yeah. What's the deal with the leprechaun, man? I know you guys have been mentioning the leprechaun, but okay. Uh, Pepe, that's a seen one. Um, like how he read it in his Italian accent. Yeah, yeah. He's like, buongiorno, Roberto. We may be friends, yes. Um, how's my penmanship? Maybe it was a crackhead that got a hold of the wrong stuff. Okay. Okay. Um, it's a Mario. Doesn't really sound much like a pal. No, no, I was terrible. I was terrible, dude. I bet that old Italian pen pal would love to get a note from you on some restaurant costume. No, no, I don't. I'm not hating Italians. I love their foods. Shrimp parm, one of my favorite sandwiches of all time. Pasta fazool, a great, great soup. Great soup. I make it for the kids. They love it. If you want a recipe, please email me at bobbyleg1791 at gmail.com. I can give you a recipe of pasta fazool. Love Italian bread. Pizza. I mean, come on, man. Pizza? I mean, phew, you know, get some fresh mozzarella, put a little basil on it. Um, Steve says, I had a pen pal, but never wrote to him. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you're making fun of me or if that's actually how, yeah, I mean, like I totally get that. Lots of Hispanic accents back in Italy back in the day. Sure. Um, 8-year-old leg smoking cigarettes with French girls. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, like I wouldn't like in my fantasy, I wasn't 8. You know what I mean? I mean, like I was an 8-year-old thinking I could have a pen pal from somebody from France, and then like one day going to visit, and then we'd go to the Eiffel Tower, maybe carry around some baguettes in a bag and smoke like some butts, you know. Um, Old San Juan via Roma. The pen pal thing didn't work so well for George Costanza. No, it didn't. Um, you were hating. He was trying to be your friend. Didn't like it's one of my regrets. I have some regrets. I have a few, and one of them is like I never kept up with that pen pal relationship because the thing is like nobody has pen pals, right? I mean, like you can't do that anymore. I mean, you can email somebody, but that's not the same thing. That's not like putting your name in a hat, and picking out a name from somebody from a world away who's also interested in doing the same thing as you, as writing a letter and sending it off with your all your stamps on it with people that you don't even know. Of like, who is that guy? Is he like, is this like the guy who invented pizza on the stamp on like, who is this guy? And then like you open up the letter and it's like a different kind of paper, and then you smell the garlic, and then it's like, buongiorno, and then like just like, oh nope, not for me. That was a mistake. I mean, like, I was rotten kid. Um, I wrote to AP. They never wrote back. Um, Bobby dreaming of Simpsons exchange student episode. Yeah, that was a good one. Love the love the food, hates the pen pals. Uh, Bobby wearing a beret like Rusty on National Lampoon's European Vacation. Yeah, my wearing no, no, I don't think I was like was I wearing a no, no, I wasn't wearing a beret. I wasn't. I was probably just thinking like I was wearing probably like an Oriole hat, like baseball cap. Smoking butts and, you know, have a dozen croissants with me. Um, Probably hates superior Americans. Way to go. Some poor guy in Italy now hates snooty Americans. I know, man. Like, man, it's like a ripple effect, like a butterfly effect, right? Like, your actions, you know, um, there's consequences to your actions, right? And so like maybe now the guy hates Americans, maybe he's like a baby Mussolini now, and shaking his fist and screaming at people. It's my fault. I guess. Email worked out for Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. That's sure. Yeah, you got mail, right? I would too, MFer couldn't even be bothered to write. It's me. It's Samario. Could have saved a life. They they don't want to spoil their spaghetti. Hmm. Doesn't croissants light work? That Italian kid probably grew up to marry a French girl and is smoking cigarettes right now. Yeah, yeah. So they probably split their time from the Eiffel Tower and the tower, Leaning Tower of Pisa. And doing pictures like this, like they're holding up the Leaning Tower. You ever see those people? Like, they go and visit that and they're holding a pizza and smoking a cigarette. Probably, probably. I mean, good for them. Good for them. Um, maybe when you turn 50, you start to ramble. Am I rambling? Is this bad? Is this bad? Big Chicken release this week. Yeah, Justin, thank you for moving the conversation. So I woke up, I got an email from Citizen, and well, it's not a new release, but they are releasing it in the US, the Citizen Sayosa. I got that watching last year. I think it, came out in Asia before. I thought, pretty good watch. Pretty good watch. My only complaint was like the crown. Um, Nicely tucked away, looked stylish, right? But manipulating it, trying to wind it was not for me. Um, the movement, it's a base Miota movement, 8100 series or eight something or other. So not terribly accurate. But whatever. I mean, for a couple $100, it's 450 on their site and no discount on it yet. Although I don't know if you saw the video I put out today when I put it to cart, like one of those like discount plugins that you have on your web browser that figures out if there's any discount. So I got 10% off of that, but not the 20% off that was on the Citizen site. And it wasn't one of those things where you couldn't use two coupons. It had like when it said 20% off and it had like a little icon to it and you clicked on it and it said not for like new arrivals. And I think this was considered a new arrival, but that watch would be discounted anyway. And you could probably pick them up on eBay or the used market for only like a couple $100. But cool, fun to watch. Very cool. Colors are great. I think that yellow dial that has a little touch of red in it. I don't know what they call it. I think that's the way to go. I had the green, which was nice. I only got the green just because I had a PRX that had a green dial, and I knew I wanted to compare the two at some point. So I figured the dial would that dial would work. Are we landing the plane? Maybe. I think it's going to be a crash landing, if anything. Making fascist one unreturned letter at a time. Yeah. No, I love the stream. Continue. Thank you. You know, right to my son in the oven you go. Is that what us 50 plus do? Ramble? It's an art form. Not really an airplane, more like a balloon that just keeps rising and rising. Keep rambling, but don't say the word Seiko. Okay, you got it. All right, guys. Chris is saying I'm gonna go light up a cigar. Have a good one. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, man. Um, Steve's like, stay with us, Chris. In all sincerity, you have a great personality, my friend. Seriously, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You have a great personality too. They call it yellow dial. What is that? You are such a ball buster. What is it? Okay, hold on a second. You're gonna make me. Damn it. You're gonna make me. You're gonna make me look this up. All right, let's share the screen. Let's do this because Kevin likes to bust chops. What's up, Maribel? You're gonna jump over here? Don't do it. Here's the yellow. Okay, so do they tell us what color they call it? Monstrous executed versus style. Bop, beep, bop, bop, boop. Movement. Case of Bante. Boop, boop. Class style. Yellow. Okay, they call it yellow. All right. They call it yellow. Okay, there you go. It's not yellow. It's not yellow. That's not yellow. All right. The sun is yellow. That's not yellow. Um, Style it and profile it. The it's a good looking watch, man. It's a good looking watch. If you can get this for like 300 bucks, even better, right? Um, 20% off of this is 360. State detail C. It's limited exclusion, new arrival, so it's not going to be um, part of this because when you add the bag, it doesn't do it. It doesn't figure it in. But go get it. Go get it. Big Wrist has that. The Big Wrist. He was not here. I think he's on vacation. He has this watch. He was up on Instagram putting pictures of this watch on, and it looks great on him. And the dude's like 6'20". He's like 6 foot 29 inches. And he's got like 10, 12 inch, wrist size wrist. Man, he's a big dude. And it looks great on him. So who needs who needs a day chest when you get a $300 chicken? Day chest killer, day chest killer. Yeah, alert, alert, alert. These look great. They do, man. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. For sure. Okay, have I rambled enough, man? Have I rambled? Did I do okay? I can't believe I was able to pull this off for an hour. Let me get a sip here. Oh, I'm gonna have so many people complain about me sipping a drink. Ah, it's so loud. Um, Bill Brasky. Um, anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. You guys are all my best friends, my best watch friends, and I love all of you. And I hope you have a great rest of your work week. Memorial Day weekend coming up. I hope you guys are going down the beach or whatever you guys do. Barbecue, yeah. We'll be on Friday night if you guys are around. We'll be Friday night, and we'll do our Sunday night watch soup stream. Sanjay, he's in Canada. They don't believe in Memorial Day. They had their own, um, but they don't celebrate ours. So we'll do watch soup. There's plenty of stuff coming out there, content wise. Anyway, guys, Thanks again. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care.